So in while loops, we're gonna that's what we're gonna kind of cover in this tutorial. What we look at is the while loop sort of checks if a specific condition is proven false. So it'll continuously run anything that's within the code here as long as we're checking an expression. So let's take a look at utilizing the list that we have before and then looking at the structure of a while loop, while list. So go ahead and type that out. Okay, so what we can do is we can start off by just creating a variable as our starting point. So I'm going to say integer I equals 0. And what we can do is copy our inventory list name here. We can just say while our inventory list, and we kind of know this from our other one, we can actually say I, or we can go either way, is less than, and remember inventory list dot count. And remember this just counts the number of elements. So it's going to say, well, we have 2 elements. So as long as I, which is equal to 0, is less than our count, we can do something. So what we can do is we can go ahead and let's throw a debug statement in here, debug.log, and let's just so we can kind of see what this looks like, I'm just going to go ahead and grab my inventory list here, do my brackets, and then just set it to I. And below this, I'm going to say if open close parentheses open curly. Let's do that one more time. There we go. If open close parentheses curly braces, if our inventory list is the same as, again, we're just checking. We'll do gun list this time. So while I is less than this, we're going to keep checking if inventory list is equal to gun list. Okay? Now, what we have to do here is we're going to increment I outside of our or within our while loop, but outside of our if statement. Now, some of you might be wondering, well, I is always going to be really less than 0. I mean, even though we're incrementing it, how do we kind of stop this? Well, what we're going to do is we don't necessarily have to search our whole entire list. We can break out once we notice that there's gun list here. So we can say, we can simply write break semicolon here, and what it'll do is once our inventory list hits gun list, it'll utilize this break statement, which will kill our while loop. And what's nice about this too is it also frees it from memory. So let's go ahead and copy our debug.log here, and let's drop a statement in here. And let's just put something cool in there, like, well, we can just write, we have found what we are looking for. And then plus inventory list I. Alright, so let's go ahead and get our update rid of this for a second. So just to trace over this, while we made a variable called I and it's equal to 0, while I, which is 0, is less than inventory list, it's going to play through. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to spit out to the screen where we are in respect to our inventory list, which is element 0. Then we're going to check if our inventory list element, which is currently set at 0, is the same as gun list. We'll print this out to the screen, and then we'll break out of our while statement. And then if that condition is false, we will increment I to the next element and recheck it. Alright, let's save that and let's check out our code. Alright, you can see here that we have found what we were looking for, gun list. And you can see here it says gun list is an element 0. And we know that because if we go to our code, you can see here debug.log inventory, and that's whatever's stored at element 0.